Greetings, travelers. The following episode is of listener tales. Now, we do not read these ahead of time, so listener discretion is advised. I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erika Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels. Greetings, travelers.
Greetings, travelers.
Oh, I like that one. That was very
We're going into spooky season. We're like 2 seconds
spooky season.
Spooky season.
We have completed the road to Mothman.
Yes.
Went to the Mothman Festival and had a grand time. So
yes. No, we want to do a big shout out to everyone at the Mothman Festival that came to see us and visited. And I have to do a little mini shout out to Paige, who signed over 150 books that were gone by 2:00 on day one. Learned my lesson there.
Yep. And Paige Lavoie, we loved having you there in spirit. We had a few of the other Horseman authors there that have all been on episodes. We have Maria DeVivo was there, and some of her books, and we've got others to come. So
others to come. Yes, it was pretty awesome. And then we just had a good adventure because that's a totally different kind of crowd. I think people don't realize. And the most vital, important thing we did, Mark, was I got to touch the butt.
Yeah. And special thanks to Jeff Wamsley, who runs the Mothman Museum, for organizing this whole mess. And
yes, thank you.
Organized. They brought the food trucks early on Friday. So when we set up Friday, it was already hopping. And we started selling books Friday, which was great.
I love that you said when we set up the food trucks were there first, because we know how much you love that kind of food.
Hell yeah. That one hometown grub, they did the bunker bags, which was like tacos in a bag. I ate, I don't know, at least a dozen of those that whole weekend. That was so great. Even got Carrie hooked on them. But I mean, the whole town is, Mothman Central. But we will talk about Point Pleasant again. I mean, we already did the Mothman episode, but man, the shops were all on point. You really had fun at the Trading Post, which just opened.
The Trading Post was great. I have to give a shout out because right now during this episode, I am drinking some of the Mothman coffee that I got from, I think it's called the Coffee Grind. Yep. And it's a little coffee shop that's right there on Main Street. It's there all the time. And they had some amazing drinks, but they also had a Mothman brew, and it's pretty amazing. It's like a chocolatey kind of coffee.
Yep. And you can go there anytime the rest of the year. They're closed like major holidays, but if you want to avoid the crowds, go any other time. All that stuff's open.
But if you want to be a part of the crowds, we suggest you book now. Book now because those hotels will go quicker than you can even imagine.
Airbnbs, everything. Hotels were booked as far away as Ashland, Ohio, which is 45 minutes away, and they were still getting booked up because that's how far. There's not a lot of hotels up there, gang. So it's tourism's a thing, but not that big of a thing.
So you also did our what was pretty cool is you also did some little more travels, right?
Yeah, I did a few more signings while we were up there because I took a few extra days. It's my family land up there, so I was reconnecting with the land. But we also did the Cicada Books in Huntington, which is like one of our favorite shops. We did a little signing there, and Channel 3 News from Huntington came out and filmed it. And then we love you guys. Thanks for having us. And we will be back next year easily. And then we went to Buchanan County Public Library in Virginia, which is in southwestern Virginia, not West Virginia, but southwestern Virginia. And they had me for an event that, just signing books, and it was incredible. The turnout there was amazing. And some of the people who showed up gave me some great stories. And I will be back as soon as you guys want me. So anytime.
Yes, and we'll put links to all of these wonderful peeps in the notes because it was very awesome. It was so fun traveling. Also got to see the mushroom mines. If you follow us on the socials, you can see the video and some photographs of Mark trying to get me killed in the mushroom mines.
Yes, yes.
We
do
may
not-
or may not have seen a sign for help. So, of course, even though it's no trespassing, we had to make sure somebody didn't need help. I mean, it was spray
Right.
painted in graffiti on a rock, but still, it could have been.
Yeah, it's it's the that's how you've got to be good Samaritan. You got to check. So, and there is no cell
Exactly.
signal there, so it's not like we could call the cops. So we had to.
Yeah,
we had
no,
to go
there's
check.
nothing, yeah, that was actually pretty fascinating. And I got to see Mark's familial land and
Yes.
stay at the house of his wonderful brother. Shout out to Mark's wonderful brother
Yes.
who
And,
let us
and you
stay
got
at
to
his
see the
cabin.
bench leg tree.
Yes.
This no bench leg sightings, but you got to see the tree. So
Yes. So do you want to real quick remind everybody what the bench leg is?
that's
Just
my
because
family cryptid. It's I don't know if we've done a full episode on it, but
we
it was on
haven't, just a little mini.
it
Give
was
a mini.
mentioned on our Holler Monster episode that I did at Dragon Con. So it's got the head of a man, body of a cow or a big cat, and a wooden leg. And everyone in my family has seen it, and it's called the bench leg. But the tree where it supposedly all happened is right across my family land, and it's still there. So
Yeah, and still just as creepy to look at. Not
Yep,
gonna lie.
definitely a creepy tree. But
Yeah.
anyway, with all that said, that's we're just starting today. We're not going to do a full travel episode. We've been doing so many of those. We know, gang. We're sorry that that's but that's what we do. We've been doing a lot of traveling. And
Well, and travelers, we want to make sure we tell you about all these wonderful places that you can go and see people. One thing too is we got to see a few of our friends were at Mothman. We should talk
Yeah.
about that because
Yeah,
we're fortunate that our booth is right across from Dave Spinks.
Yeah, from Dave Spinks, the master of weird, and and his lovely wife Serenity Jenny was there. We got to talk to her, and I'm sorry, partner. And then we also got to talk to the gang at Wild and Weird Radio.
Yeah, they were there. We're gonna do little cross shows. We're gonna have David on our show.
Yep, we had Cryptids of the Corn came by, and then we also had Ashley Hilt from On Wednesdays We Talk Weird also came by and talked to us. So all future episodes where we're going to be talking to them and they're going to be talking to us on their shows. So that was amazing. And then we had, there were just a lot of great guests. There was one of the original Mothman witnesses sat 2 tables from us, and I got to talk to her again. I hadn't talked to her since I interviewed her for my Eerie Appalachia book. So
yeah,
amazing event all around, and definitely plan on being there next year. You can't ask for better people. So,
and I'll just say, pick up Eerie Appalachia. It's on ebooks. You can get physical books. You can get a audio book now to listen to Mark. That's in our commercials all the time. But check out Eerie Appalachia because it talks a lot about Mothman, and listen to our episodes. So I'm going to do that little plug for you there, Mark.
Thank you. I didn't want to toot my own horn there, so thanks.
Not surprising, but okay.
Yeah, and then you pick up Erika's books. They're available at Four Horsemen Publishing and wherever books are sold. And,
yes, that is true.
Some spooky tales for spooky season.
Yes. And it's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, it's pretty amazing, all that traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah, even ate at Hillbilly Hot Dogs.
Oh gosh, Hillbilly Hot Dogs. If you have never been to Hillbilly Hot Dogs, we'll have to put a little link to it so you can see it. It's on the way to Point Pleasant. So when you're out there, travelers, and you're exploring these areas, the hot dogs were amazing, but just what they've created there is amazing and yet terrifying at the same time.
It looks like it would fit right at home in Fallout 76, right?
Fallout 76, or I was thinking the other day, it was like something out of like Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome.
Yes,
they had hot dogs. Like, it's just so bizarre and so neat and so creepy. And I think even one visit, you literally can't take in everything that you can see at this place.
Nope, it's incredible. Definitely worth it. And I found out that Huntington has a hot dog trail, and I will definitely be exploring that in the future.
We'll have to put that in one of our up and coming exciting projects. So
yes, definitely.
And we cannot forget, shout out and put this in the notes to Destiny Beard, because Angel of Death was our theme song the entire time we were on the road to Mothman there.
Yep, and it premiered that weekend on that episode that aired right as we got there. And we sold quite a few. We ran out of the cards. We ran out of business cards. We ran out of everything. So we
Everything,
were
yeah.
just having people take pictures of a sign we had made that night on a printer. So
Exactly. 'Cause
order now. So that'll be in the links to the show. But for $1, you can get that amazing song to download. And they have the Eerie Travels extended theme now available as well there for $1. So
exactly, we're coming up with tunes you can travel by. Okay.
And, all right,
So
so that's enough
we're gonna-
traveling. You guys have also, because we were traveling, you guys flooded my inbox with questions and listener tales and all that. So we are going to answer some of those questions. Those are our favorite episodes that we like recording, because they are just we don't know what to expect,
And the listener tales we're going to be recording, and you'll get to hear it later after this episode, which
Yep.
it will air, but it's going to be a special listener tales episode because we have some news coming up around listener tales and stuff like that. But so we're going to just do the questions today. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to start, Mark? Do you want me to start? How are we doing this?
I'll go ahead and start.
Okay.
And the first one starts with greetings, travelers.
Greetings.
What are your plans for Halloween night? Are you doing anything for the world's largest ghost hunt event? See you on the other side, David Miller.
Well, hello, David.
Hi, David.
Hello.
My plans for Halloween night are to go trick-or-treating and get all the candy.
I've told you like 50 times, Mark. A, you're too old, and B, up here in the hills, if you start knocking on some of those doors, you're probably just gonna get shot. So
Yeah,
that's
that's true. But there's a trick-or-treat in town
okay.
that I might be doing, because I literally just moved, gang. So I want to get to know my town. So yeah, we have purposely not scheduled any events for Halloween weekend so that we can do personal family things this year. But next year we'll be back. We're doing a ton of other events in October, so definitely check out the website and our Facebook and or any of the other places or socials, and you can find out what we're doing. Now, the world's largest ghost hunt is pretty amazing. It's basically, they encourage everybody, all the paranormal teams and everything, to go out and do hunts on this one night. And I think I'll have to look it up exactly when it is, but I think it's like the Saturday before Halloween. And a lot of paranormal teams go out that night just to do events. And it's considered the world's largest ghost hunt because so many teams all over the world are going to this and doing virtual events and streaming on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you can't go with one, don't worry. Just go YouTube, look up world's largest ghost hunt, and there's going to be 1 million streams that night from the most haunted locations in the world.
And I'll include the link into the world's largest ghost hunt in the show notes so that if you guys want to check out how to be a part of that. And I will say, honestly, I love Halloween. I take Halloween very seriously. This year, it's probably going to be me and my brilliant other half and Mark and Carrie, and we'll just do some little things around the place. I like doing more relaxing things because I'm also a firm believer that it is the thinnest time between both sides, both realms, and I do not like to poke the proverbial undead bear, so to speak. So I try to do very benign things on Halloween. And also, I might carve a pumpkin this year. It's been a little bit. I think we should carve some pumpkins, Mark, and then send the pictures to our visitors. So we'll do a little challenge with our other halves, and we'll do some pumpkin carving. Do not get excited because we are not going to do the kind you guys think, but
no, not at all.
Because when's the last time you carved a pumpkin, Mark?
Oh, not very long ago, because I used to carve the jack-o'-lanterns for when I did Trader Joe's for a little while. I would carve
Mark's
them.
gonna beat me in this pumpkin contest, so fine, whatever. Moving
No,
on.
I tend to get creative with them, but not a master level or anything. But then the other thing we want to do is we also want to hit some of the local haunts, some of the local corn mazes, stuff like that. So that'll be something fun just to see what's around this area.
Yeah, pictures to come.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you, David, and thank you for
thanks.
listening. We'd love to hear what you guys are doing for Halloween too. So if you want to share that would be
if anybody has some ideas, and wants to send us stuff, we're happy to look into it. So.
Exactly. Okay. And we are going to be doing some behind the scenes stuff with some of the larger haunts. And so we'll have some content with that.
Some of
We'll be
that's
announcing
coming,
that soon.
even after Halloween. We're actually I'm going to one of the bigger ones the week after Halloween, just because they were so busy before Halloween that I'm glad they stay open late. So
yeah, no, it'll be cool. Okay, more to come. Here's the next one. Anybody know of any creatures that have self-illuminated glowing white eyes, moves like a big cat, and can disappear into thin air? I saw something like this in the mountains of Western North Carolina when I was 17. Ooh, don't tell me crap like that. I'm in the mountains. I'm not.
Where do you live, Erika?
Shut it. You live there too. Okay. Get back to this. Sorry, that was all me, not them. Okay. I saw something like this in the mountains of Western North Carolina. You did this on purpose, Mark, knowing that this is the one I was going to read. Okay. Western North Carolina when I was 17, about 15 years ago, when I caught coming down the mountain with a friend in the dark. We'll be glad to share the full story if anyone is interested. Yes, we're interested.
Yes.
Share the full story, please. Just realizing as I think back that I had seen eyes very similar once when I was 13 as well. Victor Sloan. Well, Victor, first of all, thank you for creeping me out. Now I'm not going to go outside when it's dark, so appreciate that. Mark, thoughts on this one?
Illuminated, glowing white eyes and moving like a big cat. Well, one of the first thing that comes to mind is one of the things that our friends at Wild and Weird West Virginia call ABCs.
ABCs.
Alien big cats. They
okay.
Like
Pause. Is that legitimately a thing or
ABC? Alien big cats. They are commonly reported, or not so commonly reported, but they are reported. Because this area is devoid of panthers, right?
Yeah.
Panthers were all hunted to extinction in North America.
And that was catamounts were one of the things too that was here. Which is beautiful. But the last one was 1943 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And that we get the term, Wampus cats and all this other stuff all in this area. Now we do have bobcats and we do have occasional mountain lions, but not very common. Again, they're more westerly. They don't.
To my knowledge, from watching the Nature Channel, none of those have glowing white eyes.
No, they do not, and that's why the alien big cats. Sometimes they're seen with 3 eyes, like a third eye in the middle, and but they do move like panthers. They look like panthers, and they are quick as lightning. And so that was the first thing I thought of when I read this. So, but also, a Wampus cat could do it. It's that could be a lot of things. So please send us the whole story so that way we get more details. We would love
if you send us the whole story, when we reach out to Wild Weird Radio, we can ask them.
They can definitely talk about it as well. So please. All right, I'm gonna
do the next one, Mark. Okay, so thank you, Victor, very much for sharing. We look forward to the big ones.
All right, and now that our email address is working properly, some of these come from our messenger box, so we sometimes don't have names on some of these now. So please, if you want us to read your name on ones you submit through the form, put it somewhere in the the message. So
it looks like this next one is Donna, though.
Donna, we got a Donna from this one. So from Donna. I met Erika at the Indie Pop Con this year and regret that I had not yet listened to any of the podcasts because I would have spent most of the con hanging out.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh. Donna, I love you. Thank you for listening. I was not at Indie PopCon. I think you met Carrie, which is our favorite mix-up that we get.
Yeah.
So
I honestly think it might have been Val.
Okay.
Because Val was also there.
Oh, okay. So it was the artist formerly known as Erika. No, just kidding.
Yeah. But Erika was sadly not there, but I was there. So sorry you didn't enjoy meeting me. But no. That's it. All right. So back to this. I'm catching up on the podcast, and you are literally covering everything that I am interested in.
Yay!
Another chance. I will definitely meet up with both of you. I have not been lucky enough to meet other people of my age with the same interests. So I feel like I've finally found my people. Thank you for your hard work, and maybe I'll see you next year.
Oh, awesome, Donna. Thank you.
Thank
I got little
you.
love chills. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was great. And yeah, no, we just keep an eye on our website, but you have found your tribe. We are all of like minds here. Open minds, we want to know more ourselves. We just present the data and let you make up your decisions. So
Yes.
but we have our opinions, but they are our opinions. So but yes, there are plenty of people out there your age, whatever, that we'll find you. So
Yeah, and continue following us. Come to the other events, because the events that we
please.
tend to do, for the most part, are your people. Like those are like Mothman, things like that. Those are absolutely people, and you'll find kindred spirits because you find some of the nicest people in the world. I mean, some are very opinionated, but most of them are wonderful people that would love to hear your story as much as you hearing theirs. So
Yep, exactly.
okay, next one. This is from unknown. Oh, I recognize this email address.
Yep.
Before I even
Go on. I'm
start.
sorry, Callie's unable to chime in on this one because I'm sure Callie has comments.
Okay, again, this is how it starts, listeners. Again, Mark, you have tempted fate. You went to the Mothman Fest and Dragon Con, and at both places you joked about the men in black. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to say I got chills. I'm going to finish this. But Dragon Con, we absolutely did panels, so there could be people in the audience. But at Mothman, we were unable to do our panels because the building didn't get approval or something before we went. So, but me and you did joke about this topic that I'm about to say. And it's scary because we didn't do this like in front of a crowd of people. So
no, but there was quite a crowd. So, and we were joking about it with a bunch of people at different times.
Okay. Men in black. Okay.
Well, there were people cosplaying the Men in Black. So,
well, I warned you that I'm not 100% sure that was cosplay, but continuing on. Did you think they weren't listening? Wow, Mark. Will you open up about your visit from two of them? Did they scare you that badly? Now you've brought Erika and Carrie into this world. Continue to call me X. Wow. Mark.
All right. So, well, I know it's not who I thought it was.
Okay.
That person was not at Mothman. And they weren't at Dragon Con either. But our panels at Dragon Con were broadcast a little bit. The one got lost. But in the world of the cloud storage, just disappeared.
It did, but the problem is the one that we talked about, the Men in Black, is the one that got lost.
Yep, exactly. And I know Jay and Chris the girl were filming bits of it, and they put some of that in their vlogs, but not the whole thing. And I don't even think the Men in Black parts were part of that. I'm not sure. I have to rewatch those. But now that bit when I opened up my visit from two of them, I'm not 100% certain. The only thing I had was I was interviewing for Freaky Florida. I was interviewing a couple fishermen.
Okay.
Something weird in the water. There was a USO that turned into a UFO. So it's an unidentified submerged object that turned into an unidentified flying object. So basically it was underwater and then it took off and then took off.
Okay.
And I was approached by two men in suits. They were not black suits. So that's why I didn't associate it with that. And they said that they were from Eglin Air Force Base. And that I was maybe asking questions about a government project I shouldn't be. When I reached out to my brother after that, who is or was formerly a big wig with the military, he said that if they didn't flash a badge and if they didn't say where they were from, they were not official. So, it was somebody just trying to scare me. So, but that's the only thing I've even had close to a Men in Black encounter that wasn't weird. The only thing that was weird about it was that they came up to me at a Bob Evans in Destin, Florida. So
Okay, so I'm going to put that into a really, I know you have such a more sort of lackadaisical attitude about these things, but if two guys in suits come up to you in a restaurant that you didn't invite or tell anybody, it's not like you were tagging yourself at all these places for people to later show up. So if
I had put out an invite for anybody who wanted to talk ghost stories or UFOs
okay.
to come meet me at this Bob Evans where I was going to be, having dinner. And so I just assumed it was somebody from that. I didn't even put two and two together that they might be MIBs.
Okay, well, in truth, I know it seems like we feel like we did debunk the MIBs. We don't know for sure. People have had many, many encounters with things, and the truth is, we don't know if that is. I mean, every government person that me and Mark have talked to have vehemently disavowed any sort of MIB type organization within the organization. And so but if anyway, so Mark,
anyway, that would be my account. They didn't scare me, but I never really thought much about it. So now that I'm putting two and two together, I'm sitting there going, maybe I was meeting MIBs. But thanks for bringing that up, X.
and don't worry, me and Carrie are well aware of what we've gotten into being in this world, and we have some layers ourselves, so don't worry about us. We're paying attention, and we appreciate.
Callie is still noping out of that. So
yes, don't worry. No, okay.
All right.
With
All
that,
right. We want to take a break. Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Eerie, Appalachia. Gear up for a frightful jaunt into the darkest reaches of the ancient Appalachians. Folks deep within the Appalachian hollers lean close to the campfire to share stories of the inexplicable with hushed awe. Monsters rumbling in the hills, strange lights darting through the pitch black night sky, horrible occurrences almost ineffable in their bizarre tragedy. Tall tales, you might say. Tell that to the Flatwoods monster in Braxton County, West Virginia, or the Goat Man of Louisville. Look into his humanoid eyes and let him know you don't believe. And what of those apparitions in Mammoth Cave's Corpse Rock, or the Satan spawn known as the Jersey Devil? How do you respond when confronted by these mysteries? From the metaphysical energy that swirls near Serpent Mound in Ohio to Point Pleasant's Mothman legacy, Mark Muncy and Carrie Schultz explore the dark history lurking in the shadows of Appalachia. Read by Mark Muncy, author and experts on strange folklore with appearances on shows such as Ancient Aliens, The Curse of Robert the Doll, and many, many more.
Greetings, mortals and others. I'm Dick Terhune, the voice from hell. I work with haunted attractions all over the US, Canada, and Europe to increase audiences and enhance their experience with highly effective commercials, narrations, animatronic character voices, whatever your dark heart desires. Let me help you do more, scare more, profit more. Find out more at Voice from Hell on Facebook and at voicefromhell.com.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're back. That was a little to decompress there. Sorry.
Yes. Anyway.
All right.
Your next one. Let's go.
All right. Well, this one's nice because this one was a recent from Linda.
Okay.
Says, hi, Mark and team.
Hello.
Hi. I met Mark at the Buchanan County Library yesterday, and you were very fun and sweet. You got my daughter to describe her Bigfoot encounter that I had no idea she had experienced. I went home and told my husband, and he claimed he has seen it as well. Now, who should we contact besides you? We'd like to know we are not crazy.
Okay, so first of all, you are not crazy. Let's just, whether it's Bigfoot or not, you encountered something, so nobody's crazy like that.
You saw something you can't understand, and that's exactly.
Yeah. Now, Mark, there is some debate on the BFRO, right?
BFRO is like the main database that most people report to, the Bigfoot Research Organization. But
there's a little debate right now on whether or not.
Debate right now because they have some government ties.
Yeah.
And some of their reports have been are reported, and then the next day that area is cordoned off for, some sort of quarantine event or a controlled burn or something. So, So some of the Bigfoot teams disavow BFRO. I would recommend Expedition Bigfoot. They
Yes.
have their big headquarters in North Georgia, in Blue Ridge, Georgia, and they are great at reporting this stuff. And they're collecting a database. Honestly, telling us, I will put it in a few different places to log it. Telling your other favorite podcasters or local authors that are Bigfoot enthusiasts, always a good idea. And most of the Bigfoot hunters and ghost hunters that you see on television have their own Facebook pages and stuff like that. And if you feel comfortable reaching out to one, go ahead. They're not going to say anything, and you are not crazy. There's a reason there's a million Bigfoot hunting shows and television shows and documentaries, because we don't know. Could it be a hoax? It could be, but it could be something more. We'll find out. We hope.
Yes. And, a lot of them may even come up and look in your area and stuff like that. Not in a bad way, but just to see what evidence they can find. So just look at the Facebooks, look at, not just Facebooks, but just look at the socials, look at the people that are up in your area, look at the people you feel comfortable with when you watch their shows, and reach out to them. And in general, you should get good feedback. If you don't, please let us know, because we will make sure to not recommend any people that are not at least just listening to what you have to say before they disavow it. So
and honestly, you just described what I'm talking about, is because the fact that your husband had never reported these sightings and never told anybody. He might have taken those to his grave, and then your daughter would be sitting there going, I saw Bigfoot once, but my parents didn't believe me. Well, now, her dad has stories to tell too. So now she's got stories to tell. Maybe and I guarantee you, for every report we get, there are at least 100 that nobody reports because they're terrified
of people judging them. Yeah. Okay. Next one. So thank you very much, Linda.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. And I enjoyed meeting you all at Buchanan Library. So, and any more people want to reach out from that, please do. I had a few people tell me some stories in confidence, and I would love to read them on this, on the show. So please reach out if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. Greetings, travelers.
Greetings.
I listen on YouTube as I've discovered Mark through Tampa J and Adam the Woo. Well, very cool.
Good friends of the show. So
yes, shout out to both Tampa J and Adam. Okay, podcast apps are too complicated for me at 76. Oh, my friend, they're too complicated for us, and we're not 76. Okay. You have all described some amazing places. Where is your bucket list spooky travel location? Ooh. I may be checking off mine as fast as possible, and I had bad news from the doctor. Darren Darren, a huge warm hug from both of us. Yes. We are sorry to hear that.
Feel better and hope you get over it. And
yes.
Wow, bucket list.
Yeah. And well, I hope you can get some positive news, but if not, I hope you have whatever adventures you want to have before whatever.
Go start traveling.
Yes. Start traveling. So my bucket list, which I actually plan on doing in the next couple of years, so I may then have to re-bucket list this, is I have friends in the UK, and one of the friends I have in the UK is very good friends with one of the people that can give me access to some parts. I had to be kind of vague about this, but give me access, starting with going to see Jack the Ripper's area that he did in some of the very haunted parts of London that humans normally can't get into because only certain people can get into them, but I have a way now to get into them. So I'm going to be very careful when I post about this.
Make friends with docents at haunted locations. Yes.
So I'm very excited because there's a few very pivotal things. Jack the Ripper, which we'll do an episode on in the future, is still a huge thing. And then there's the Yorkshire Ripper. There's a few things in England that I want to go see having to do with true crime for me, and having to do with some myths and legends, again, that normal people don't have access to. So
I think we mentioned the Blue Anchor Pub, which was in Whitechapel and is now in South Florida.
Yes.
West Palm Beach. So, where two of Ripper's victims had their last meals, which means Jack was probably in there.
Exactly.
And that got transported brick by brick there. So you don't have to go to England to see some of those places. But my bucket list, I mean, I've done a lot in my 50 years plus now. But because I've done Dracula's Castle, Waverly Hills, I've done Washoe Tavern and all these other great places. I think my bucket list left is Chillingham Castle. I didn't get to go in, and that's that would be the one I'd want to do, because I've just heard so many stories about it, and it doesn't get much better than a name like Chillingham. So,
That's true.
and I've been to a lot of castles in the UK, but I never got to do that one. So
Well, see, look, both of us UK, so that's our present.
that's our bucket list. So
That's our
I'm
bucket
sure
list.
there's people in the UK whose bucket list is Bloody Bucket Bridge and in out of Bartow. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay.
So Darian, thank you so much for that email, and we hope all the best. Keep us posted, man.
Keep us posted. Tons of vibes, positive vibes out to you.
All right, from Tyler Williams.
Hello, Tyler.
Hello, Tyler. What is holiday tradition for Samhain? Mine is going out to our local haunt in Cincinnati called Dent's Schoolhouse, then dinner and spooky movies with my partner.
Oh,
So I think
love
it's
that.
what is your holiday tradition for Samhain? I would assume from that, but or maybe what is the holiday tradition for Samhain or Samhain or Halloween for those of us over here? It's a good question.
That is actually how do we say this?
Samhain. But it's also Samhain. It depends on where you're going from, because it's got different roots. Its Celtic roots is Samhain. The M is a W.
So this is a Gaelic festival that's actually on November 1st,
right,
marking the end of harvest season and the beginning of winter, the darker half of the year. So they begin on October 31st, since the Celtic day began and ended at sunset. So this is between the autumnal equinox and winter solstice. So I'm just clarifying because I had to look it up myself.
Yeah.
So I think we just answered that, what we're doing for Halloween.
Yeah, I think we're just we're doing the local haunts, and I guarantee you there will be some apple cider and maybe a caramel apple or two. That's Carrie's favorite Halloween treat. She's not a big pumpkin spice lady.
I'm gonna admit something on the podcast, which I'm gonna get a lot of judgment for. Okay, are we ready? This is gonna be close to the vampire thing. I can already tell. I'm a huge candy corn fan.
Hey,
I love candy corn. I and the candy pumpkins, any of those mixes, like huge fan of those. So also actually I can do a little mini shout out, we'll say it again, to the Enchanted Flower Bake Shop. One of our friends of the podcast is sending us some Halloween cryptid cookies.
Oh,
so,
that's fantastic.
So we will be enjoying those as well. But yes, I will be enjoying secretly, not in public, since there's so much judgment on this topic, my candy.
I'm a strawberry rhubarb fan, but it goes out in the near the end of September, near my birthday. So I had to freeze one so that I can have it for Halloween. So that's one thing I plan ahead for. I also buy as many of the blueberry boxes as I can so that I can ration them out through July. So
yes, I remember we went into Target. You're like, I'm all stocked up, and then you kept walking back to them, and I'm like, I don't. You need that. You got a problem, Mark.
yeah, it's a problem. So, well, thanks for that question, Tyler. So
yes, and if any recommendations out there, travelers, because we always like to build up what we're going to do next year. So okay, next one. Hello, Mark, Erika, and Callie. Well, hello.
Hello.
Okay, I listened to the road trip shows in Indy and Dragon Con. Where will you be for Halloween? I don't see anything for that week on the events page. Keep up the great work, Helen Lyons. Well, hello, Helen.
Hello, Helen. And I think we just answered that.
We did, but if we go anywhere where we think that we'll have the opportunity, we will post events. I promise.
There might be last minute bookings that week that suddenly pop up. So just keep an eye on the Facebook page, because sometimes we get a few days notice. Sometimes we get several
Yeah,
weeks
we
notice.
will be at Scarefest though, right before
Yep.
Halloween.
Right before Halloween. We'll be at that's like the week, 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah,
And
Lexington, Kentucky. And we have, I think it's 4 o'clock on Saturday. Travelers, in all honesty, I'm only going to be there Saturday. Mark and Carrie
be there
will
all
be there
weekend.
the whole
Yeah.
weekend, but I'll be up there on Saturday, and we have a panel at 4 o'clock. So come join us, please.
Yep, it'll be fun. Scarefest is amazing. It's got like major horror actors and actresses and all kinds of fun. And we'll be there. So
And your boyfriend Dennis will be there. So
Dennis will be there. Yeah, I need to bring him a coffee.
yes, you do. I love that. Okay, so Helen, we look forward to, please come up and meet us. We'd love that. But we will keep you updated if there are any other events that we do that are public events versus our private, just hanging out events.
All right. So next one. Hi, Mark and Erika.
Hello.
Is there a place where I can get a signed copy of I'm in Love with Mothman? You had sold out at the festival. I love the show, and Mark's Appalachia book is amazing. Getting the audio now. Laura L.
Well, thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
We will put Paige Lavoie's website, because you can reach out to her. She has ways to get the signed copies.
Yeah.
And I know she does different events too. So I will throw that up in the show notes so you can reach out to her and get her signed copies of her books, because you're able to do that. And so you can get I'm in Love with Mothman and I'm Engaged to Mothman. So
both.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd reach out to her directly on that. And then next time we have any signed books, she'll be at Mothman again with us next year, but I'll have to see if there's any other events. And we'll also see if we can get some signs so we can have them on our site. Our sites will be up hopefully by the mid-October latest. We're working on it. We keep traveling, so our working on it sucks. But
and our poor internet monkeys are having issues. We have to keep them fed, and we do our best. But
yes, and Mark's Appalachia book is amazing, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you. And it is available on Audible and all the other audio book tracks. So
okay, cool.
All
so
right.
Next one. This says Mark and Erika. Yes.
Not
a hello. It just says Mark and Erika. So
Mark
hello.
And hello.
Okay. The government releases seem to say everything and nothing. What is your take? Love that you all present the facts and let us make up our own minds. See you on the other side, Daniel Brooks. Well, Daniel, thank you.
Thank you. That is exactly what we do. We present the facts and let you make up your own minds. But
yes.
The government releases exactly. They say everything and nothing. They've had whistleblowers come out and say this stuff's real. It's on the congressional record. This stuff's real. And people are taking it seriously. But then the minute they're done, everybody's like, oh, no, it was just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. They don't mean any of it. And it's not real. And then, NASA came out with their study and said, yes, we're studying it. That's all they said. And then, the Arrow, our new Project Blue Book, they said, yes, we're studying these things. And that's it. It's nothing to report yet, which is one of the reasons why we kind of derailed our show on that, was because I could go line by line everything they did and just tell you what's right and what's bogus. And that's exactly where we're at. They still haven't declassified nearly enough. And I don't think they ever will.
So me and Mark have a prediction. First of all, before the year's end, we will do our shows on the congressional things and stuff. It's just we're going into spooky season now, so we're being spooky. But probably in November, we're going to do our shows on what we thought and what we believe has happened.
Hopefully more will come out by then. So
yeah. But we have a little prediction, because I think me and Mark both believe that they're not saying everything that's happening. And I personally believe, this isn't necessarily Mark's belief, but you've maybe heard me say this before, that they went to a point where they could have introduced this to the public and it would have been in a much more gradual way. But now there's not a safe way for them to say anything about aliens, because it's just, Men in Black says that a person is smart, people are stupid. And I just don't think they have a way, but we do believe something is going to happen probably before the end of the year. to force some hands on what's happening. So that's not because of any insider knowledge that we have. It's just that is our belief, I think. Right,
Yep.
Mark?
Agreed. No, I honestly think something big is coming and they know it. Something that will not be able to be disproven. And so they are doing this now so that they can say in 6 months, see, we tried to tell you all about this 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever, however long it takes. But you guys wouldn't listen. So that way you're covering their ass. That's it. So
so that you'll more to come on that topic, my wonderful friend Daniel. So you'll hear more from us.
All right. So hi, Erika. Oh, this one's to Erika. So
Ooh, hello. Hi.
This is from Ryan Williams. I met you and Mark at Mothman, and I love Carrie's art.
Oh, Carrie's art's amazing.
Yeah. I just got Destiny's Mothman song and picked up Paige's Mothman books. Oh, yeah, you did the trifecta there.
Yes.
So, I listened to your Mothman episode on the ride home. I didn't know the museum was open all year. Silly, I know, but I thought it was a pop-up thing. Everyone in town was amazing. The crowd was crazy. I went to Hillbilly Hot Dogs because you all had mentioned it. Now that I'm a traveler, my question is, why don't more towns have festivals like this?
Oh, well, since this is directed at me, Mark.
Yes, you have to.
I'm going to give this a thing, and then you're going to have to jump in because you know more than me. But here we go. So, Ryan, wonderful. I'm so glad we got to meet you. I would say this. There are more towns that have things like this. There are a huge amount, but the problem is they're not very well publicized. So one of the endeavors that Eerie Travels is going to do is give you guys the opening and maps into these places so you know where to go, because there's like the what's it?
Frogman Festival did their first one this year in Loveland.
Frogman, there's a ton of Bigfoot. There's the UFO ones all over the place. There's the Flatwoods. Like there's a bunch of them.
Flatwoods started going big this year. Kecksburg Festival, the Van Meter Visitor Festival, and there.
What was the other?
Hodag has a festival. They were here at the event, which was great.
Yeah. So there's what is the one that cries? What is that?
The Squonk. Yeah, they did Squonkapalooza this year for the first time. So I think people are looking at Mothman and going, oh, our town has that. So let's start that. But yes, no, Mothman Museum is open all year. The whole town of Point Pleasant is open all year, and they have embraced Mothman because, let's face it, he saved their town, from oblivion. And so, yes, go there any day and have fun. They're closed like major holidays, but they're open almost every other day. And you can always drive out to the TNT area, even on those closed days, because that's open to the public. And that's just it. Some of these places are open all year. The Flatwoods Monster Museum is open all year. We went to the International Paranormal Museum in Somerset. That's open all year. They're just, look around, and that's the point of our show, let's find more places. And welcome to being a traveler.
Yes, welcome, travelers. Greetings, travelers. Okay. Next one is you, my friend.
Okay. So no, I did the last one. I did.
You did no, I said Erika.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you read that? No, I read
that one to you.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then I'll go. I think that's confused, but anyway, moving on. Sarah. Okay. About a month ago at 8:30 a.m., I was in bed when footsteps woke me up. I rolled over to see my oldest son. I asked him if everything was all right or if he, I'm already telling you I don't want to read this one. Okay. Already got goosebumps, Sarah. So thanks. I asked him if everything was all right or if he needed something since he was at his dad's. If he forgets something, they'll swing by and he'll run and grab whatever. He didn't say anything. He was just standing there staring at me. I propped myself up on my elbow to get a better look, and it wasn't my son. Oh, yeah. Okay. Whew. It looked almost exactly like him. There were a couple of things that were off. As soon as I said, "You aren't Trent, what are you doing here?" It's as though I got sleep paralysis and a weight was on me. I couldn't move. I don't like any of this. Okay. No. I couldn't move, and whatever the thing was started walking towards the foot of my bed. Nope. I was trying to call out, but I couldn't. It was even difficult for me to open my eyes. It's like I got super sleepy all of a sudden and couldn't keep both eyes open. It took everything in me to half-ass lean up and scream, "Get out, you don't belong here." After a few more seconds of fighting against this, the weight lifted off of me, but I couldn't move around just fine, and whatever was there was gone. I could move around just fine, and whatever there. It had never happened before, and it hasn't happened since, but my mind keeps going back to that morning's. Any idea on what that was?
Wow.
First of all, completely freaked out, Sarah. So that's
Sarah,
what I say.
wow.
But I just want to first, before we get into what we think it is, you did the exact correct thing.
Right.
You
100%.
have more power than you realize because it is your space.
Yeah.
So if you are willing to exert that power and say things like, "Get out, you don't belong here," they don't have the same power to stay. So, but it takes your confidence in what you're saying to make that happen. So well done with that, Sarah. I have a thought on what this is. Mark, what do you think it is?
Oh, it's definitely, we talk about our sleep paralysis demons and our boy the Hat Man and stuff. This seems very related to that, and it took a familiar form, that of your son that you knew wasn't home. But as you said, they've come in and help, and grab things before. So yeah, this is something that really wanted you to not be afraid of it because it took a familiar form, but then it was acting very menacingly and all that. So my feeling is that it was the fearmonger again type thing, where it's just.
I agree. I mean, I don't know that I ascribe to quote unquote a demon, but to me, this isn't like a ghost or a spirit. This is whatever these other things are that are a little more tactile and dangerous, I think. So you did the correct thing. I would say that if you have any lingering feelings and stuff like that, you may want to go to a metaphysical shop and see if there's a crystal or a sage or another cleansing kind of thing that may be a good idea. Because to me, this isn't trying to tell you something like we talked about earlier in the show. This was trying to create a little harm. And so you just want to, hopefully it was just passing through, but you may just want to.
It says it hasn't come back. So
yeah,
you said it hasn't come back. So that's a positive. You may have been enough, just that intention, get out, you don't belong here. Sometimes that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
So, and then it never happens again. But, if you have any further issues, reach out, let us know. We'll be happy to get, a team in the area or anything just to help,
Yeah.
Also feel free to talk about it, talk amongst the people that won't judge you. And I'm sure you have people. And if you don't have a circle that won't judge you, that's what we're for. So, we're happy to help.
Okay.
All right.
So
next one. So thank you from that, Sarah. But,
yes, thank you.
Good luck. So from Christy, I got my first fairy egg from my chickens. I was wondering if anybody has heard any kind of story or folklore behind them.
Okay, I had to look up what a fairy egg was. Did you know what a fairy egg is?
Yeah, they're little baby chicken eggs.
But they don't have a yolk in them.
No, they're just little tiny eggs. Usually it's considered that, it's the sign that they're ready to lay eggs. It's usually from like a first time chicken laying eggs. But one of those weird, strange things where other chickens will see a chicken lay that and will suddenly lay one just like it. Because they're like trying to encourage that other chicken to lay eggs or something. It's one of those ones we don't understand. We've had chickens for thousands of years and we still don't understand how they work 100%. But for folklore, that is also the reason they're called fairy eggs, is that means the fairies laid an egg there with your chicken so that they would hatch the fairy babies. And if you bring it into your house, bad luck will happen to you because you invite the fairies in. I've also heard this is like, a witch did it to your chicken. And if you bring it in, you're inviting the witch into your house. And that's why the other chickens start laying small eggs instead of healthy eggs, is because you've now witched, they've hexed the whole coop.
So none of this sounds good. None of these options sound good. So keep these little teeny eggs out of your house.
Yeah, the other thing I was told was that they were good luck charms, and that you should put them in your curio cabinet, let them dry out. And, but the
Oh.
safe way to avoid the fairy eggs from inviting fairies and witches into your house, not good fae and not good witches, but is to take the fairy egg and throw it over your house, like into your backyard, over the house. You have to get it over the house. So you have to have a good arm to do that. But that's supposed to distract them to beyond your house so they don't know your house is there.
Oh, apparently they also used to bind them in silver or tin.
Yeah. Anything to keep the fae from gaining control of your chickens.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. So yeah, there's our little mini fairy egg. Let's
Yeah.
put it there. So thank you,
Fun.
Christy.
Fun. Thanks,
Okay.
Christy. I hadn't heard about them in a while, but yeah.
Okay. So this is from another Christy, separate Christy, new
Because
Christy.
different spelling.
Yes.
Spelling.
Okay. And so here we go. And this, I think this may be our last one for today. No,
yeah, I think, because I think we got like a few more that we can do next time. So
we're gonna have to, because we're gonna. Okay, so last one, Christy. Woo! I think we'll see how creeped out I get. I might need one more palate cleanser.
Yeah.
So I live in the mountains of central Pennsylvania.
So Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
Kentucky border.
Okay. So I live in the mountains of central Pennsylvania. Hopefully I said that right.
Yeah.
And I just took my dog out for a late night pee. I was taking note of the damp chill in the air and how utterly still and quiet everything was when I suddenly felt super creeped out.
Yep.
Oh, Chrissy, you and me both. I'll tell you, a huge indicator to me that something is not right is when you don't hear bugs or animals or anything. Because up here in the mountains, I know Mark can concur. I walk out my door and it's like a symphony of night creatures, right?
And crickets and the birds and everything. But then suddenly, and at night, the birds quiet down, but you still get the bugs and they get louder. But then there are moments when they all just stop.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, we've had bears I have bears on my mountain, black bears, and we've seen them up close and personal on our property. And so I can usually, when that happens, I'm like, get the dogs back in the house. Like, cause the insects and stuff will go really quiet when the bears are around, when the bears are anyway. Okay. So yes, you should get creeped out. Okay. Now this isn't unusual because I live a couple acres right in the edge of very old woods. Most nights I will happily walk across my backfield without a thought, but then there are some nights when something tells me to get back inside quickly and not to look too deeply into the shadows while I'm out there. We do have bears and coyotes here. I understand that. And some folks will insist there are still mountain lions lurking around. So my logical brain tells me there's some sort of primal instinct sensing an animal nearby that would probably enjoy snacking on me because I am slow and a bit chunky. Girl, high five. I feel you on that. Okay.
Love that.
Yeah. me and Mark are both a bit chunky. So it doesn't freak me out, though. I just finish what I'm doing, get back inside. As much as I enjoy these stories about Appalachian cryptids and ghosts, I just see them as that, stories, folklore. So anyway, I was waiting for my dog to hurry up and pee, and I could feel the chill sinking in. And that's when I heard a single short whistle coming from about 30, 40 feet away. No sign of humans around, maybe a bird at 3 a.m. So what do? Oh, gosh. I whistled back. Yeah, and she put a little faceplant emoji because that's about what me and Mark just both thought when you said you did that. Okay. So that's oh my God, you are my spirit animal. Okay. I think that's when my lizard brain finally kicked in and the dog and I ran for the door. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked am I? Those stories took the whole new dimension tonight. Those stories took, okay, so a
9. No.
Yeah.
Well, you were able to write us. You were not taken by the fae. You were not, the hide behind didn't get you.
I don't know that that's what I think this is.
Because in the dark.
Yeah, but they're the Bigfoot, Billy Jumps, whatever, they're known to whistle. Like that is one
they
thing.
can do that according to some. Yeah. So
So here is my thought. I think you acknowledged it. And that isn't necessarily a good thing in a lot of these situations, not trying to freak you out, but it isn't. So I would recommend, if you can, this is my recommendation, doing some kind of barrier, like
Right.
the railroad spikes, the iron railroad spikes are
railroad
usually,
spikes, you can usually get them for a couple bucks a piece at a local antique store.
yeah, and
Oh.
just put them at the four corners of your property. That's what
It
I would
doesn't have
do.
to be at your property. It can just even be just around your house.
Yeah,
Just
wherever you want the
your
safety.
threshold.
Because,
Wherever you want the threshold to be. Yeah.
yeah,
That's the intent. That's what the Wicca is, your intent. You're making a circle basically.
yeah, and that's I would do that because you acknowledged it.
Yeah. Before this, like I said, it was just stories. It was folklore. But now you've had an experience, and now you've opened that door. So welcome to the club. Welcome, traveler.
Welcome, traveler.
But again, nothing threatening, nothing dangerous. So how effed are you? Not bad. Not bad. Because honestly, you're here. You're talking. You're writing. Hopefully, you can write me back after this and still say that you're still kicking, and weren't replaced by a changeling or a doppelganger. But yeah, that's where we're at. So wow. I loved your letter. It was as entertaining as hell.
It was very entertaining. It just I would just recommend, here's the thing, wherever your belief system falls on these things, it's just, I'm a firm believer that it's very unwise to poke the bear necessarily. And that doesn't mean you have to go out of your way, because if you still don't believe in stuff, but I feel like you started to believe in something now. You've started to put that as a reality, and that I think does make a difference. And it's kind of why, like, for instance, when we take Carrie places, she's like ghost repellent, right? And it's not that she doesn't believe, she just never experienced stuff and things like that. Like, she just doesn't have that. Where when me and Mark walk in the door, because we have our beliefs and stuff like that, we're a bit of a magnet, the other way. Like, we attract it versus repelling it, because whatever is there is like, oh, hey, you're paying attention. So just, I would, if you want to be comfortable and just for your own thing, just go get 4 railroad spikes, put them wherever you want to as our lines, property lines in the ground, and just put your intention behind it. And I think that will ward off even the thoughts of what could be out there. That's my advice. Mark, is there anything I'm missing?
No, I think that's, it's a good way to do it. And honestly, these are folktales. These are, legends. They are there for a reason. They are to protect us. They are to keep us safe. Don't go wandering in the woods at night because, something bad happened there. Don't go into that old spooky built house because somebody got murdered there. There's a reason we don't go there. That's what these things are. And so whistling in the dark, is just, whistling back at something. You're whistling back at something. So it could be nothing. It could be everything. So with that, gang, I don't think we can say anymore, right?
No, all I was going to say is trust your gut. A lot of people don't trust their gut, and it's from somebody who, does a lot of horror writing and things like that, and reading and all kinds of stuff. The worst thing I see people do is when they go, well, I felt like this, but I thought I was being silly. No, trust your gut. Whatever your gut is telling you is what you need to do. That's my last piece of advice. I love these questions, Mark. I love them.
Yes, that was very good. So, man, it was great. We love these. This is what we live for, gang. So please send us more. We've got a few left over. We'll save for next time. And oh my goodness, gang, this is it's spooky season. We're happy, and we got a couple spooky ones in the middle of all that. So, but we're back from our travels. We've got more coming, and we've got more listener tales and more listener questions coming. So just keep them flowing in. And gang, if you have any, just reach out to us through the Eerie Travels website, or you can just email me direct at mark@eerietravels.com. That's what some of you do. And or you can just reach out to us on the socials, Facebook and Instagram and all that other fun stuff. And YouTube. We look at the YouTube comments too. So
Yeah.
Thank you, gang, so much for subscribing, and we will. Man, what do you think? Anything else, Erica? I think.
No, I just love that you guys are a part of this with us. It's wonderful to us that you're a part of this entire adventure. So thank you for everything.
Yeah. So I will just say with that, don't listen. When you hear a child crying in the woods, it's probably not a child. When you hear that whistle in the woods, maybe not whistle back unless you know who it is. And and then as always, we'll see you on the other side.